The Supreme Court will have to decide if a BB gun, like Ralphie used, is a firearm after a man was sentenced to 5 years in prison for illegally possessing one. Should BB guns carry similar punishments as real firearms? Here to debate it, our criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor REMI Spencer and Director of Operations of Gun Owners of America, John Velleco. Welcome to you both. Thanks for joining me.
Good morning.
All right, Remy, what do you think? BB guns as weapons, do you think they should be classified as such?
I think it would surprise most people to know that in almost every single state in this country, a BB gun and even an airsoft gun is considered a firearm, like what you would normally think of when you think of a gun. And the punishment is almost identical. So what the court is deciding is whether or not the law should remain that way. Sure, BB guns can commit or could result in serious bodily injury, maybe in some very extreme cases even death, but I don't think that the average person would ever think that a BB gun and a traditional firearm are the same things, which is why I think the court is going to be changing the law in that state.
Well, John, we'll see. It goes before the Minnesota Supreme Court. Minnesota, my home state, where a local radio show host says nothing is allowed. What do you think? Do you think a firearm is the same as a BB gun?
Well, I think there's a commonly accepted definition of what a firearm is, and it involves fire, an explosion caused by the ignition of gunpowder, and clearly that's not present in the BB gun. And it's very Orwellian for the judiciary in several states, not all states, but to reclassify something and change the definition of something that's been widely accepted for a long time, that a firearm is a very specific thing that involves gunpowder. And to classify BB guns as firearms, it creates a huge cascading effect in regulation. I mean, are BB guns supposed to be sold by licensed gun dealers? Is the FBI going to perform criminal background checks on the parents of millions of Ralphies who want a BB gun for Christmas?
Yeah, exactly. Remy, to that point, I almost bought a BB gun for my kid in a toy store. Would it be all kinds of BB guns, or would it just be those that look like scary weapons?
Well, I'll tell you that in the states where they treat these BB guns as firearms, there are really 3 points that the prosecutors say. One, that the actual device fits within the description. Usually it's the size of the pellet or the bullet and the manner in which it's projected from the device that classifies it technically as a firearm. Second, a lot of times these kinds of BB guns can commit serious injury. They can even commit death. Imagine shooting one close to someone's eye or to their head. And wow. Third, a lot of these guns look like real guns. So in certain circumstances, it doesn't make a difference.
Sure.
It's a complicated issue, and in some states there's a real inconsistency in the law. Do you need a permit? Do you need a license? If it's a firearm, but it's sold on the shelves of any Walmart or Target, what is the average consumer to do? And that's why we're seeing the Supreme Court deciding this issue.
Well, John, we're going to have to leave it, and Remy, we're going to have to leave it right there. But obviously the intent and the use of brandishing a weapon has a lot to do with how a weapon is perceived. Remy Spencer and John Velleco from the Gun Owners of America, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.